basically started in Zurich in 1998. It was the brainchild of this wonderful gentleman called Walter Knapp. And what's lovely about Walter Knapp, he was a window dresser, but he was also the president of the International Association of Window Dressers. And I just love that there's a UN for window dressers out there. Yeah, I'm sure they comment on windows and go, I'm not sure that one's right. So Walter came up with the idea. I then got involved in 2000, doing cows in New York, a thing called Cow Parade, and then did events with cows literally all over the world. And then in 2007, got very bored of cows, very bored of cow puns, and we set up Wild in Art. And you know, we developed the idea, developed the concept, and our first big project was in Liverpool when they were the European Capital of Culture, with this wonderful sculpture called a Super Lamb Banana. So we had a project called Go Super Lamb Bananas. And since then, yeah, it's grown, and we've done, you know, projects, well, over 110 projects in different cities around the world, obviously from Auckland. We did the Mascot Trail in 2012, the London Olympics. We're working on the Commonwealth Games, just all sorts of weird and wonderful, wonderful things. With our events in New Zealand, we obviously started down in Christchurch with our giraffes. And that was a real fantastic event. I think what that did was Christchurch stands tall, and obviously following the earthquakes, it was about engaging with people, encouraging people to come back into the centre of Christchurch. And we had some lovely stories around that. We had a lady who, after the second earthquake, moved out, and she wrote to us after the draft saying, you know, thank you so much, because actually the trail brought me back into my city, enabled me to have good memories of my city and not just sort of the memories of the earthquake. So following the drafts, we then came up to Auckland with a big hoot, and that was a fantastic event. You remember the owls all over the city. And then we were approached by those brilliant, brilliant people at WWF saying, look, we'd love to do something to connect people with nature, connect people with the ocean. And so we had the idea with the whale tail. WWF said, look, we've got to have the Brutus whale. It's going to be, you know, it's Auckland's whale, basically. Did you know they're also lazy so-and-sos? And apparently the whales just lie in the harbour, sort of on their backs, having a snooze. So they have a few issues around it, but hopefully people have seen the whale tails. And I think, you know, the events engage with people, but also perhaps get people to think about, you know, the cause. You know, there is the whale tail there. It's a beautiful sculpture. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. And we really hope people then also just, you know, think as a visitor to Auckland. Yeah, I come to Auckland every now and again. I walk around with big eyes and go, oh my God, this place is beautiful. But actually get people, the residents of Auckland, just to really understand the importance of the Gulf, the importance of the marine ecosystems, etc. And all of that on the back of a fantastic whale tail sculpture. And our research shows, on average, people will visit a trail 7 times in a party size of 4. But also what we know is that it goes right the way through society. It doesn't matter what your economic situation, your racial situation, whatever it is, everyone can engage with it. I suspect probably boys between the age of about 12 and 17, we probably miss out on, but pretty much everyone else we do. And I think for me, one of the great pleasures is that the trails spark a conversation. You'll see people who wouldn't ordinarily have a reason to talk, but they have that conversation. They go, oh, which one's your favourite? Oh, have you seen that one? Oh, can you just take a picture with the kids? So I think what the trails do, they give a community that one topic of conversation. It doesn't matter whether you support, you know, this team or that team, rugby or football or cricket or you know, whatever it is, it gives a community that one thing to talk about. And I think particularly at the moment in this sort of this hopefully post-COVID world, what will it do is encourage people to get out and about. I think, you know, over the period of COVID, we've all been slightly sort of sitting inside, and I know myself, people have gone, oh, let's go out, let's go and do this, and you've almost not wanted to. So you've got to have that reason. I think the Tales have hopefully given people that reason to get out and for people to connect. And also they are probably, the trails probably the most COVID safe event that can go on, because they are spread out, they're over for 8 weeks. You don't all have to go in queue to go and see one at a time, sort of thing. So yeah, hopefully, you know, they've done a lot for the community in Auckland as well. we faced a global pandemic, and I say we do events all over the world, so we were sort of slightly caught. I mean, what was great, all our events happened. They were delayed for a year, but they did all then proceed. And we absolutely wouldn't want it that way, but I think that delay did enable people to have a little bit of a different thought process. So with the virtual trail, absolutely fantastic. It's such a great idea. I've done the trail myself. I mean, I couldn't wait to see the sculptures. I can't wait to see the sculptures. I'd have loved to be in there. I love that bar on the waterfront, Commonwealth was called. Used to have the upside down hanging lampshades. Wanted to go and have a beer in there. Couldn't do it. So the second best thing was to be able to follow the virtual trail and to see the sculptures, because they are so beautiful. So I think, it is absolutely brilliant. It's great to do. But actually, it was wonderful to have. But now let's get out there. Let's go and see them. Let's walk the trail. Let's go and talk to each other. Let's go and have that shared experience. Great thing to do. And let's do that. But now also get out and about. I saw the New Zealand borders were opening at 23:59 on the 1st of May, and I have to say I did let out a small whoop of joy because our auction is on the 2nd of May. So we've been chomping at the bit to get back. And actually, it was probably about 3 or 4 months ago, I felt that for the first time, I needed to go somewhere. I needed to get to New Zealand. I needed to go and meet people. I needed to do the deals. So actually, it's a great time to come over. We're going to be in that small island off the coast of New Zealand for a week before, in Australia or somewhere, dreadful place. But then we're coming across. And great to come to the auction. Then we've got a really busy schedule. We're going to obviously celebrate Whale Tales. We're then going to go down to Christchurch, where we had our penguin event. But I haven't had the chance to sit down with the team there. So we're going to celebrate the success of the penguin events that raised $1 million for Chumley. And then we're heading up to Wellington as well. And we've got various meetings about future projects. So lots to be done, but just can't wait to get back. And what I'm really hoping is a very, very small UK-based company. I would like to point out members of the British and New Zealand Business Association as well. And Phil, thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it. I'm kind of hoping we're going to be the first back in. I don't know why that's important to me, but I just think, as a UK-based company, I want to be out there. I want to be trading. I want to be doing business. And I feel kind of chuffed that we might be the first back in as well. So lots to be doing. Whale Tales, clearly. People often ask me that, and I think it's a really difficult one to answer. And if people just go, "Oh, Charlie, you're just not answering," because actually it really does depend on the mood you're in. There've been some things. Obviously, my background was sports marketing. My last real job used to look after the commercial side of the Davis Cup, working for the International Tennis Federation. So working on the Olympics was amazing. And there were moments in the Olympic Park at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're going, how did this happen? I remember when first came out to New Zealand, going, how on earth did this happen? This tiny little company I set up, 12 years ago, left school, no qualifications, all that nonsense. How on earth am I now flying to New Zealand to set up an event? So I think it's those moments as much as when you see a sculpture. And I suppose what struck me the other day, it's not so much the sculptures that are key element to it. And I know this sounds really cheesy, it's the public's reaction to it. And ultimately what I'm actually, yes, I'm in the public art business, I create trails and have the economic impact, etc., etc. And it sounds really cheesy, but I'm actually in the smile business. When you walk around the corner and you bump into one of the whale tails, or you bump into a penguin, or an owl, or one of the Olympic mascots, or a bear in Birmingham, or a lighthouse in Aberdeen, what it does is make you smile. And actually, it's that smile that enables everything else to happen. And I always say to the immense frustration of my team, on the back of a smile, good things happen. And actually, it's on the back of the trails, on the back of that smile, that everything else happens. And I think it's that smile that's the crucial thing, as opposed to the different sculptures and stuff.